Top 10 things to do in Marrakech, Morocco. Marrakech has a certain charm. There's a tangible sense of importance and a great deal of excitement surrounding Africa's first official capital of culture. Although Marrakech is known for its markets and shopping in Medina, Old City, there are so many more things to do here. There's no better place than Marrakech to visit if you're interested in palaces, mosques, souks, and the old town Medina. Get to know these top 10 things to do in Marrakech. Number 10. A visit to Jardin Mojarel will be a memorable experience. Moroccan botanical gardens don't get any better than this. It's the best place to escape the noise and chaos of the city by visiting this garden, which is located in the middle of Marrakech. It can truly be called an oasis in the desert, since it's so peaceful compared to the busy streets that surround it. Jacques Majorelli designed it. The botanical garden he built earned him more fame than the paintings he created. Among all gardens in the world, this one has the highest concentration of cacti and desert plants. Between the plants are the indigo blue walls of the house that complete the beautiful atmosphere. The blue walls are a preferred spot for Instagrammers in the afternoon. Getting there early would be a good idea to avoid photo bombers pulling duck faces. Number 9. Take a look at the Koutoubia Mosque. One of Marrakech's most prominent landmarks, the Koutoubia Mosque, is located about 300 meters west of Jemaa el Fna, an eyeful place that is also on the list. Koutoubia Mosque and Jemaa el Fna embody the spirit of Marrakech like two sides of the same coin, one sacred and one profane. Among its most prominent features in Koutoubia's minaret, an over 70-meter-high sentinel. It's visible for miles in the morning on a clear day, according to Almohad architecture canons. The minaret's height is 5 times its width. Different decorative patterns adorn the sides of the minaret. A floral motif, an arabesque, an inscription, and molded terracotta bands are common to all. Topped by a finial of copper balls, the size of the finial decreases towards the top of the minaret. The minaret is especially stunning each night when floodlight, so come once during the day to take pictures against a backdrop of blue sky, and once after sunset for stunning nighttime images. Number 8. Take a stroll through the souks. An array of markets can be found in the souks of Marrakech. Aside from the Medina, which is another beautiful place on this list, Marrakech's main square is also full of souks inside its walls. Upon entering this place, you are truly immersed in Moroccan tradition. There can be an overwhelming feeling as you weave through these covered markets and narrow alleyways. Shops and stalls abound in the labyrinth, selling everything under the sun. Visiting the souk is a must, as it serves both as a history lesson and as a means of testing your self-control. In Marrakech, you can also find some of the best souvenirs in the souks. It's very easy to avoid stress and get lost in a souk if you walk around with a local guide. Marrakech is best explored on your first visit. Number 7. Learn how to cook in Marrakech. One of the best things to do in Marrakech is to take a cooking class to gain an insight into the food and culture of the city. Several great chefs offer cooking lessons in Marrakech. It's highly recommended that you take one of these cooking classes. If you're interested in trying cooking lessons at Riyad El Khadi, you'll have so much fun. This course will offer you the opportunity to learn how to prepare a chicken tagine and traditional Moroccan sauces. Traditionally, Moroccan food takes a long time to prepare, which makes it more expensive than food from other Middle Eastern and Asian countries. All ingredients, including plum tomatoes, olives, nuts, herbs, and spices, are handcrafted by hand. A cooking class like this is really fun. Plus, you can eat your tagine on a roof terrace near the city center once it's ready. Number 6. Discover the Bahia Palace's intricate interiors. One of Marrakech's best tourist attractions is the wonderful Bahia Palace, widely considered the most beautiful place in the city. A former slave who was made a Grand Vizier, Si Moussa, and Ba Ahmed, his son, built this palace, which means Palace of the Favorite. There are 2 parts in Bahia Palace, each built at a different time. Only a fraction of the palace's 150 rooms are visible to the public. An amazing display of Moroccan design, created by the finest Moroccan craftsmen of the time. A highlight of the palace is the Grand Courtyard. An elegant and colorful wooden gallery with perky blue and yellow trim surrounds this 50 by 30 meter space paved with Italian Carrara marble. Number 5. The Saadin tombs are a must-see. Death and beauty are rarely regarded as compatible in our modern world. You'll be convinced otherwise after seeing the gorgeous Saadin tombs. Marrakech's Saadin tombs are among Morocco's finest examples of Islamic architecture and should be on any list of things to do. There are 66 royal tombs on site that date from the late 16th and early 17th centuries. Housed here are the mortal remains of the Saadin dynasty, which ruled Morocco for 150 years, from 1549 to 1659. Over 2 centuries after the fall of the dynasty, the tombs were hidden away and sealed off. The intricate carvings and tile work of this stunning tomb make it hard not to be impressed, regardless of who you are looking at. With plenty of carved cedar, stucco, and polychrome tiling, this modestly sized complex has a beautiful Alhambra-style decor. The tombs are exceptionally well maintained. There will likely be a queue to see the Chamber of the 12 Columns, the most famous hall there. Number 4. Book a stay in a riad. Whether you're a couple or an individual, there are many romantic places to stay in Marrakech. A stay in a riad will be a fantasy. An authentic experience awaits you when you stay in a traditional riad. A riad is a traditional Moroccan house with gardens or an internal courtyard. Tourists staying in a Marrakech riads enjoy great hospitality and accommodation facilities. The Medina has many riads with well-equipped spacious rooms, ensuite bathrooms, expansive gardens, and terraces offering panoramic views. It is a great experience to spend one night in any of these traditional houses in Marrakech. Receive great treatment and learn about the local handicrafts and culinary delights. Number 3. Experience a traditional hammam scrub. It's a great experience to visit a traditional hammam in Morocco. Marrakech's hammams come in a wide variety of styles. Others are a bit cheaper and mostly used by locals and are almost like spas. Moroccan culture revolves around popular local hammams. A scrubbing cloth and some natural argan soap will be helpful before you go. You'll be given a bucket once you enter the hammam and you'll undress in a closed room. As you relax on the beach, you'll hear locals talking and scrubbing each other's backs. The sauna-like room is filled with hot water, so you only have to fill your bucket with it. A hammam like this costs around $3. Moroccan culture relies heavily on them, and they'll make you feel at home. As you've heard already, surely one of the best things to do in Marrakech is number 2, get lost in the serpentine alleyways of the Medina. An exciting part of the visiting Marrakech is experiencing the Medina. There are many things to see and do in Marrakech's old walled city, known as the Medina, particularly the souks and riads. It has 19 kilometers of salmon-pink walls dating back to the 12th century that surround a warren of narrow, tightly packed alleyways. Aerial views of the Marrakech Medina reveal that it looks like a human honeycomb. Tourists seem to flock there as well. Throughout history, the Medina has been home to royals, international commerce, and cultural activities. If you are visiting Marrakech, you cannot miss visiting the Medina, which is like entering a time warp. It is easy to get lost in the maze of narrow alleyways and twisted streets of the Medina, but getting lost is part of the excitement. And finally, number 1, get sensory overload at the Jemaa el Fna. Marrakech's main square, Jemaa el Fna, is a good place to start if you ask a local for recommendations. UNESCO has listed it as a World Heritage Site, a giant square filled with food stalls. One of the most fascinating sensory spectacles in the world occurs on a daily basis in this carnivalesque open square at the center of the Medina. Jemaa el Fna is at its least active during the day and is largely occupied by snake charmers, monkey handlers, water sellers, storytellers, acrobats, and musicians playing castanets. If you want to take a photo of Jemaa el Fna, you should go through during dusk. Throughout the square, internet entertainers and musicians draw excited crowds. Additionally, you can watch the sunset from a rooftop bar. The rooftops around the square have a minimum cover charge, but it's small and definitely worth it. What do you think of the best things to do in Marrakech? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.